So this week in AI was something else. The battleground? It wasn't just in the lab anymore. Nope, it was right in our living rooms. We're talking AI hitting the Super Bowl big time. And at the same time, behind the scenes, there's this insane race for speed, plus a huge wave of innovation coming out of the East that's changing the whole game.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. The Super Bowl, the single biggest stage in American culture, suddenly became a front line in the AI wars. This is a huge deal, right? It shows AI is officially breaking out of its techie niche and going completely mainstream.
All right, so here's what we've got on tap. We're going to look at AI going mainstream, then the absolute need for speed, the big money and big drama in the business of AI, what's happening over in the East, and finally, we'll touch on the stuff that's really pushing the final frontier.
Okay, first up, AI goes mainstream. And I mean, from the gridiron to your actual workflow, its presence is just, well, it's growing like crazy.
Seriously, the Super Bowl was just crawling with AI ads. You had your usual suspects, of course, Google, Meta, Amazon. But what really made you sit up was seeing rivals like Anthropic and OpenAI getting in on the action. And get this, in a wild first, the vodka brand Svedka ran an ad that was pretty much entirely generated by AI. Crazy stuff.
And this is where it gets really interesting. You've got this great ad debate brewing. On one side, Anthropic used the Super Bowl to launch this whole viral campaign against having ads in AI. But at the exact same time, OpenAI officially started testing targeted ads in the free tiers of ChatGPT. So you have two of the biggest players with two completely opposite ideas about how they should make money.
So while all this is happening on our TVs, AI is also quietly changing our jobs, but maybe not in the way you'd expect. There was this pretty surprising Harvard study that came out. It found that AI was supposed to free us up, right? But instead, it's kind of piling more on our plates. People are just taking on more and more tasks, and that line between work and home is getting super blurry.
And of course, the more we rely on AI at work, the more we need it to be fast. Which brings us right to our next point, the need for speed. Because under the hood, the race to make these frontier AI models faster and more responsive is absolutely on.
And we're seeing two different flavors of fast pop up. Anthropic came out with a fast mode for its top-tier model, Claude Opus. The idea is you pay a premium and you get its super smart reasoning up to 2.5 times faster. On the other hand, you've got OpenAI's new model, Spark. This one is all about one thing, ultra-fast coding. It trades a little bit of that top-end intelligence for just pure, raw speed.
And just to give you a sense of what that means, Spark can pump out over 1,000 tokens per second. That's not just fast, it's a completely different experience. It's the difference between waiting for an answer and having a real-time conversation. For anyone who codes, that's a game changer.
Okay, so with all this tech racing forward, you just know the business side of things is going to get wild. And boy, did it ever. We're talking high-stakes funding, some pretty dramatic exits, and some seriously bold new ambitions.
Just look at this, $60 million. That's the record-breaking seed round for a startup called Entire. It was started by the ex-CEO of GitHub, and their whole deal is managing all the code that AI is generating. A $60 million bet tells you everything you need to know about how big of a deal and a problem managing AI-generated code is about to become. At the same time, over at Elon Musk's xAI, it looks like there's some serious drama. Two more of the founding members, Tony Wu and Jimmy Ba, just announced they're out. This is happening right as we're hearing reports that Musk is frustrated with delays on their Grok model. That makes, what, the fourth and fifth founders who've now left? That's not a great look, and definitely raises some eyebrows.
So how did Musk respond? Well, in typical Musk fashion, with a huge shakeup. He's reorganized xAI into 4 teams. You've got teams for chat, coding, and images, and then there's a team called, I'm not making this up, MacroHard, whose job is to build agents that can basically act like entire companies. Oh, and he also mentioned plans to build data centers on the moon. So, business as usual.
All right, let's zoom out and look at the global picture for a sec, because there was this absolute tidal wave of powerful new AI models coming out of China this week, and it really feels like the gap with the West is closing and closing fast.
And what's so striking is the variety here. You've got GLM-5 from Z.AI, which is a near-frontier open-weights model, meaning anyone can use it. Then there's M25 from MiniMax, offering top-level coding ability for way, way less money. And of course, ByteDance's Seedance 2.0 dropped, and the video quality is just stunningly cinematic. It's not just one type of model, they're competing across the board.
So what's the takeaway here? It's that the gap with the West isn't totally closed yet. But man, it is narrowing faster than ever. When you have open weights models, super competitive pricing, and strong domestic chip support, yeah, this is definitely not a two-horse race anymore.
Okay, for our last section, let's talk about the really mind-bending stuff. This is where AI is pushing the final frontier, tackling things like theoretical physics, crazy self-driving scenarios, and even superhuman reasoning.
Check this out. Google's Deep Think mode just posted some absolutely ridiculous scores on a major reasoning benchmark. I mean, look at that chart. It left Claude and GPT in the dust. The gap is just massive, and it really shows you that Google's deep research bench is a force to be reckoned with.
And this isn't just about scoring high on some abstract test. This has real-world impact. Waymo is using this tech, Google's world model, Genie 3, to simulate hyper-realistic, super extreme edge cases to train its self-driving cars. They're basically training for the 1 in a million thing that could happen on the road.
And maybe the wildest thing of all, OpenAI's GPT 5.2 actually helped discover something new in theoretical physics. Yeah, you heard that right. It proposed a new formula for something called gluon amplitude. Don't worry about what it is, just know it's super complex stuff. And the crazy part? Scientists then went and verified the formula, and it was right. And AI is literally helping us figure out how the universe works.
So when you step back and look at the week, I mean, you've got AI scaling from our TVs during the Super Bowl all the way to theoretical physics. It really makes you wonder, what part of our world won't it reshape next? It's not really a question of if anymore, is it? It's all about what comes next.